Hello everybody and welcome to a Worlds Adrift video where today I'm going over how to optimize your engines and wings. Now what I'm doing up here right now, nifty little island down there, is I'm waiting for an island that's supposed to be more in front of me to load in because as you see not many islands are actually loaded in yet. But today I'm going to be going over how to optimize your engines because different materials do actually change the way they work. Now, I'm going to be posting this up in the lower right corner. For engines, let's go over what you want to use for combustion internals. Now, for combustion internals, it's very unique in that, well, let's start off. I listed the list in lightest to heaviest. So, and as you can see off to the or on the left side, we have, or on the right side of weight, on the left side of the chart though, we have fuel efficiency. Doesn't matter what material you use, your fuel efficiency is going to be the same. So it really does not matter what material you use in terms of that. Now, I don't believe overheat has been implemented yet, so that middle column's pretty much useless. But if you look at it, once they do implement it, if you have anything in gold, there's that island. Once they do implement it, if you have issues with engines overheating, gold is a very, very good item to use because as you can see, it adds 3 to the overheat limit, whatever those values mean. Now for power, this is really interesting in that copper is one of the best materials. Now if you look, copper is one of the heaviest. Gold is actually second heaviest. So if you're using gold, it's going to be quite heavy. But the idea is that this is how you optimize. Now, just for casing, if you're just trying to get through the wind wall, aluminum. You don't need much of anything, or tin, or titanium. Any of those, I did not get enough titanium, so I don't think anyone who needs to get through the wind wall will have titanium. There's only a couple places you can find tin, and I was lucky enough to find one place that had oodles of it. Anyway, so any of those top 3 elements, if you're just trying to make a light craft, make your casings out of that. In fact, make your ship out of one of those. So, but moving on, you see that if you don't have the weight for, say, copper, the next best really is iron. It's light, and it adds power. Doesn't do anything for overheat, but like I said, overheat's not really in there too much yet. So iron really is everywhere, so it's actually a really good material to use, as well as the fact that it adds 2 power. It's not the 5 that copper does. And copper's everywhere too, though, so I would suggest if you can spare the weight, add copper. Or use copper for combustion internals. Your ship is going to move so much quicker, so much better. But moving on, we will go to the mechanical internals. And for mechanical internals, it's listed the same way, lightest first. And if we see here, I'm actually using, as we see here though, in terms of fuel efficiency, we actually do have one element that does add fuel efficiency, and that's steel. Oh, that one's not organized. Never mind, that one's not organized lightest to heaviest, because steel should be much higher in that list. Steel is actually pretty light. So for it to have the ability to add fuel efficiency, it's actually really, really good. As well as it has a decent spin up, but again, for overheat, you want to go over to copper for the mechanical internals. Ooh, we have a docking place just straight ahead. That's very good. But then if you guys can see, the real one, if you really care about spin up, bronze. It's the lightest material for the best spin up. So, speak of spin up, we're not moving nearly fast enough. Let's go up a little bit. Come on, engines. And I have some really powerful engines. I wanted to move through that wind wall. Anyways, moving on. Let's get on to the props, which in this case are wood. I did use the Smoky 05, I believe was the model for these tests. So with bronze being the base and birch being the base to get these numbers. Anyways, we look at it. I forgot to list this one in order of weight. If you guys wait to the wings in just a moment, once we get done with the engines, I do have that one in terms of weight. Now, if you see here, though, you can actually, most of them are pretty much the same. That not really too much added power from any of them. So, as I pull those in, and let me straighten out. Excuse me for my clumsiness here. But in terms of spin up, you can actually add a little bit more by putting in palm. Palm is the heaviest wood, though. So be careful about that you are going to weigh your ship down a little bit if you use palm for your propellers. But it is the best if you value spin up a lot. If you're like me and you value the power, I went with good old oaky there. But as you see, oak is a little bit heavier. So I did have to be careful about the weight of the rest of the craft. And believe me, I barely got this craft to... This craft was still like 850 with all this on it. Thankfully, I was able to make the frame, flooring, and pretty much any casing, including the helm, the receipt, or the reviver, the end, or the generator. Everything was made out of tin. So let's jump on this and lower down. Anyways, moving on, let's get on to the wings, because that should be good enough for the engines. We've gone over everything, all of the metals, all of the woods, their weight, their power, their spin up, their overheat, and fuel efficiency, which nothing really helped other than steel on the mechanical internals. So moving on to the wings. Let me actually change my spreadsheet. That was not supposed to pop up. Let's get over to the spreadsheet. Okay, so the mechanical internals for the wings. This one is, yes, in the correct order, lightest to heaviest. Now, as you see, I didn't quite get to the wings with all of the materials, so there is some missing data here. But if you really want your wings to have some oomph, bronze is really, really good. Better than steel, even though it's a little heavier, because you get 2 times the added force for just 0.01 pound, or what is it, kilogram? I think it's kilogram. So that would be 1 or 10 grams of weight, right? Oh, it doesn't even say. It's not in a measurement. Okay. So you get 0.01 gram per unit used in extra weight, but you get double the bonus. So bronze is just the best you can do. Now, in terms of the pivot speed, though, as we can see there, steel is actually the best. Oh, I forgot to edit that one so that it was in the normal, in the additional bonus. Steel gives a 2 bonus, while all the others don't really give anything extra. Ooh, hey, look, tungsten. Maybe we can get enough of that to get something. Yes? Anywho. But, so in general, the most powerful wings will be bronze, steel, to just get the best bonus of everything. But again, if you're trying to go for light, nothing beats aluminum, tin, or titanium. So, but moving on to the ailerons. The ailerons, now this is in the correct order for the weight of the woods. So, obviously cedar being the lightest, so if you have anything casing that you need that has to be wood-based, if you can find some cedar, it's the lightest thing to encase whatever you're trying to build out of. So, but moving into the power, we can see that it's pretty generic. The heavier the wood, the better the power. So yeah, that's just how it is. So we move into pivot speed. It's kind of the same, other than oak has a better pivot speed than palm, which is kind of weird because palm is the heaviest. But in terms, really no extra power. So you get to that you get to that turning point a lot quicker, but you're going to have the same power. So if you don't want the weight, this is where you can save your ship a little bit of weight for other stuff. Is that you don't have to use you can use oak, it's the second heaviest, but if you are trying to save weight, just go with the elm. Or if you don't care at all, go with the cedar. Make your wings as light as possible so that you can actually get your ship off the ground. But that is everything that I have found out so far. Again, these wings, I based the wings off of bronze birch again, so there's nothing different there from the engines. And there's... Ooh, I froze. That's some lag spike. But yeah, so then you have all the weights of the items listed from lightest to heaviest on that. Ooh, look, we found some silver. These, by the way, are the best things to find materials in. Don't go mining if you're trying to look for exotic materials. Look in these things, because those are what you're going to want. Oh, did we have silver? I think we had silver in there somewhere. Yeah, silver was actually second in power for the mechanical internals for the wings, if you scroll back in this for a little bit. But anyways, that will be about it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do leave a like, as it helps the channel, and do subscribe if you're not already to catch the next episode as it comes out. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave those in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. And check out the description to see how you can help support the channel and or catch me when I live stream. But for now, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye.